Hey there, Storm fans. Bryant Cook. Tonight we're playing Legacy. I feel like I haven't actually played the Epic Storm in a video in weeks. So I'm going to do it tonight. I've been playing TES all along. I know I've been creating a lot of content recently, and it feels like none of it's been the Epic Storm content. It's because I felt a little bit lost, if I'm being completely honest. Like, the format bannings happened, and I haven't been winning a whole lot. Like, if you look at my data spreadsheet, I have a 50% win rate right now, and I'm struggling to find something that works. It's not because I don't want to play TES on camera or anything else like that. It's that I am trying right now just to, you know, even do okay. Like, 50% win rate's pretty low for me. Um, and I've just been doing my best to, get there. So I've been trying a lot of things recently, and the list in front of you is what we will be playing tonight. I haven't played a single match with this, but I've put a lot of thought into this deck list, and I'll explain everything. But like I said, I've been playing a lot, and I've been trying a bunch of different lists, and I've been noting what I like about each list, and then, you know, taking note here, taking note there, and I've been making small adjustments. And this has a lot of things that I like all in one list. And why don't I describe them to you? So the first thing is no Rite of Flames. That is new. That is the biggest change for this deck list. I haven't played no Rite of Flames since the banning. This will be the first time that I do it again. So if you think about how the format is shaping up, Delver is the best deck again, obviously. Delver is never going to go anywhere. And it's reverted to the days of Stifle. Well, Stifle is actually really good against the Epic Storm due to the fact that you can stifle Wishclaw Talisman through a Veil of Summer. So you can set up this nice protected Veil of Summer kill and then just lose the Stifle on your Wishclaw. It feels pretty bad. So that's an issue. Then on top of that, you're a 13 land combo deck. And if when they stifle your lands, then wasteland you, you're set back to the Stone Age. Well, how do we fix that? Well, it's a number of things. So I tried a list with a sideboard defense grid as a third to bring in versus stifle decks, and I really liked that. And I also liked having a third carpet once again. So those were both things that I enjoyed. Well, I felt like even with the sideboard grid, I was always short on mana. And I had a couple matches where I was sitting there with Rite of Flames in my hand going like, I wish that these were initial mana sources. So we're seeing land number 14. I haven't played 14 lands since right after the Wishclaw list came out. Like, if you remember the period right before Breach, where it was like the Epic Storm and Snow were like on Goldfish for number one and number two decks. I know it's going to seem like blasphemy, but that was the case. The Epic Storm being ranked that high. But it was true. And I haven't played 14 lands since then. We were playing two Chrome Mox at the time with 14 lands. We could try something like that again, but Chrome Mox was just, it's so vital for how this deck works between Ad Nauseum and Echo and sometimes even Empty. And it's worth noting that the non-blue decks were pretty much non-existent at that time. Like Maverick and Death and Texas just disappeared. So you're okay being slower. But here we have 14 lands to help versus Stifle and Wasteland. We have an extra Chrome Mox. And then the sideboard defense grid is now in the main deck. Well, if you're slower against non-blue, that's kind of an issue, right? Well, we were attempting to fix that with the main deck Chain of Vapor. Hopefully, it does some good stuff there, but it can also make mana with Chrome Mox and Mox Opal. If you get enough 0-mana artifacts into play, you sacrifice some lands, copy your own Chain of Vapor, tap your Mox, and replay them in print, usually post ad nauseum. And yeah, so you can use Chain of Vapor as a storm engine, as mana and removal. It's really versatile, which is the big thing behind Chain of Vapor, and why we're playing Chain over something like main deck Abrupt Decay or Fatal Push, anything like that. Like, Chain of Vapor is just really sweet. It's going to get you a lot of free wins, especially with Wishclaw Talisman, bouncing it, and then, all your good stuff. So that's the main deck. I chose 3 and 3 on fetch lands just for diversification. But also, there's some games where you want to lead on Trop for carpet. So this is a nice split, in my opinion. Yeah. No Rite of Flames. I love the card. This is just something we're trying. This doesn't mean that Rite of Flame is gone forever. I am literally just trying this for a league. And then in the board, we normally play 2 Chain, but due to one being in the main deck, we don't need 2 in the board. We're opting to play a copy of Echoing Truth, a card that we used to play a lot pre-2018. The idea behind this is it answers multiple chalices with Moon Stomping and decks like that coming back. It can also answer multiple copies of Deafening Silence. Um, yeah, but the big thing is multiple chalices. And against lands, it can hit 2 spheres, for example. And then the Return of Thoughtseize. When we were playing 11.6, which is this list right here, we missed Thoughtseize quite a bit. Like playing this list, we realized that we really did appreciate the Thoughtseize in the board. This is not an official deck list. This is 0-0. This is not 11-7. This is just a list that we are trying tonight. Please do not get too emotionally invested. But we really missed Thoughtseize, and I've been using it a lot recently, so I'm glad to see that it's back. Keeping the Massacre. When you moved the Chain of Vapor to the main deck, you did create a couple sideboard slots, so Massacre's back. It's been pretty good. Death and Taxes is the most played deck according to MTG Goldfish. I wonder if that's like subliminal. Like, do I think that Death and Taxes is a dork deck? Who knows? But joking aside, it's the most popular deck on MTG Goldfish. It's been showing the challenge data as well. It just makes a lot of sense, especially for slowing down to keep this backdoor open. Pulverize, Moonstompy's back. Makes sense to have. And then these just round out the sideboard. These are never going anywhere. Witherbloom Command is a month and a half away. I can't wait to play that card. I think that card would thrive in a list like this with 14 lands. You're a little bit slower. It'd probably take this Echoing Truth slot. I don't know if you'd want to play more than one. I don't know the answers yet. But I'd probably play it over this Echoing Truth slot if I could play it tonight. This is what I think of the list so far. If you have any questions, feel free to answer them, or feel free to ask them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. I try to reply to most comments. Yeah. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe. Join the Combo Cabal, show your appreciation, and let's make Great Storm content together. But before we start, I am going to show for a little bit. Brand new today, we have donation deck information on theepicstorm.com. You can go to the link, you can type it out manually, or you can just open up the description, and at the very bottom of the description there is a link to the donation deck page. I have the highlights featured here. More information is found on the page, but there are 3 different tiers. Your base tier, your super tier, and your epic tier. The base tier is I'm just going to play your deck, and at the end of that league I'll throw out a couple ideas. Super tier, I give you some ideas before I even record. You can choose whether or not to accept them. I play the league. I give you some suggestions at the end, and you get 10% off the epicstorm.com/shop merchandise. And then the epic tier, you get a lot of the same first 2 tiers, but you get 15% off the Epic Storm merchandise. I work closely with you on building the deck and making the deck better, including things like sideboard mapping. Like, we get into the nitty gritty on making your deck good. And then on top of that, you're able to join me for the video. You can tell the world yourself your idea behind the deck list, why you want to play this deck, what are the advantages of this deck, your whole spiel. That is the epic tier. If you're interested in this, go to the link. And if you're not, that's fine too. Not a big deal. I just want to create great combo content for you, the viewer. That's what I'm here for. And yeah, I guess that's my my sales pitch here. And I coded this all today. So if you're interested, this is the page. You'll scroll down to here. You'll fill out your information, which format. I am only accepting donation decks in these formats at this time. And then you'll pick your tier, attach your TXT file deck list. I will not accept anything that is not a TXT. You can export from Moto pretty easily. You just right click on that deck list, click export, change it to a TXT, and then we're on your way. And then some disclaimers down here protecting me pretty much. Just make sure, cover my own butt. But this is the page. Yeah. All right. Sales pitch over. Let's play some Legacy. I'm excited. Welcome to round number 1. We are facing and we are on the play. I actually remember facing this person when they were on Merfolk. I just remember because I'm pretty sure I got beaten so badly that it's like stuck in my brain. But according to Goldfish, their last deck was Mono Blue Standstill. Alright, that's just a deck labeled wrong. This is also Merfolk. With Chalice of the Voids, Hull Breacher. Is Hull Breacher a Merfolk? It is! How about that? Every good blue creature now is just a merfolk. True name, Hull Breacher. It's pretty wild. But we're not going to keep this. We're going to ship that. The deck also has 8 forces in it. Jeez. I don't think we can afford to keep this, unfortunately. Sure. It's going to be a tough one to win. I chose to keep Defense Grid because it will be easier to get to 5 mana and not need 6 for Veil. Sure. It's weird, but the worst card in this is actually the LED because it does not cast ad nauseum. Alright, so they are not on Merfolk. Cloudpost. Some likely mono green post. There's no reason for me to not play this grid. It turns out Metalcraft. I'm just going to get that out of the way. And now we are 1 mana away from next turn casting ad nauseum. Three grid will help post board because these decks do tend to run 4 Mind Break, 4 Force of Vigor. Need a +1 here. Rite of Flame's off the table. It's not on our deck. Mox Opal, Dark Ritual, Lotus Petal. All great. That'll do, Pig. That'll do. So I played in the Legacy Showcase yesterday. I don't know if I've had as many failed ad nauseums in my life than I did during that event. So let's hopefully our luck is a little bit different in this league today. So we hit the one of Chain, which is good if we can show some zeros, but it's looking like we might actually have to pass here. All right, there's 1 0. So I could ponder into an Opal and win. I think we're supposed to just stop here. Because with Opal, we would chain bounce our own stuff. That sort of thing. Will another Chrome Mox do? It does not win. So I think I'm supposed to shuffle this. Like, normally these are fine. Like, this isn't bad at all. But our opponent, I don't think, is going to kill us on their turn. So, like, there's no harm in me shuffling. Just to see if we can win this turn. Because if I keep this, I have to pass. So I might as well take the chance on just winning right now. Alright. And we have to pass. So I'm just going to play these out and pass the turn. Alright. Let's see what our opponent can do. Okay, so they have 7 mana. Using map. That's interesting. Reveals a Glimmer Post. 5 colorless mana. Oh, Stone. That's wild. Unfortunately for our opponent, it does not matter. Let's try this again. 2 life for 17 cards. Sign me up. And here's all of our zeros in the bottom of our deck. Which can happen sometimes. So you might be asking, like, why did you choose to play 4 Chrome Mox and only 3 Opal? Great question. There's actually a lot of thought into this. It was not a random thought. So when the Epic Storm does its best possible play, you are playing a turn 1 Wishclaw Talisman or a turn 1 Defense Grid, depending on the matchup. Mox Opal does not enable that. Mox Opal is great later on when you've already played a couple artifacts. It's less reliable on turn 1, and that's pretty much it. Like, you just want Chrome Mox for enabling those powerful, quick things. So while you do have less cards than ever to imprint, it's still better in that aspect. All right, so we took game number 1 from Cloudpost. Let's not get too cocky. We still have to win a few more. And you'd think with 7 zeros on top of Lotus Petal, your ad nauseums would be great. They usually are, but sometimes they just don't happen. Like, it's weird, but our curve has slowly gone up over time. Before, you just had, like, back pre-changes, this Tendrils was an empty, and then this was your curve. For the most part, you had Rite of Flames, less zeros, but we've added in 12 extra mana. So it has gotten a little bit worse over time. Nothing to freak out about. It's just, it is what it is. All right, let's try this. Thoughtseize is staying in the board as a way of beating Mindbreak Trap. It's one of the most important cards in this matchup. You just can't let it beat you. The Cloudpost deck is usually pretty slow, so just take your time. Make sure that you're able to beat their hate. Great hand. I love a defense grid. Sorry. I think I'm just going to pass. Ooh, they missed their land? They definitely have a Mindbreak Trap if they kept this. So sometimes these decks board and choke. I'm going to do my best not to lose to that. Now we can go get the Thoughtseize with this Burning Wish. Normally these decks don't play Veil, but you never know. Okay, I don't really care about Expedition Map. And there's Choke, I called it! Never punished. Oh, I could have went for it on turn 1. They just had Stone Cold nothing. Well, opponent, you had a good life, and then you got cooked. Bad jokes aside, we're going to try to win the game. Alright. Chose not to play that land on purpose. I'd rather not play out a land that makes me lose a life when I can just draw one off ad nauseum. we're going to stop there. Might have to echo. We'll see. Might as well start off with a brainstorm because there's not a single card we can hit off Ponder that wins. So the grid is nice because now when we echo, we can be protected on the back half. I also can't help but want to ponder. But maybe ponder's just wrong. Such a low cost to ponder. I'm going to do it. Ding. Heart of the cards or something like that, I think the kids say. And just like that, we've won our round number 1. Pretty exciting stuff. Yeah. 4 more matches to go. Let's see if we can win a few more. Round number 2. We're on the draw. We're facing Thrall House. And let me be completely honest. There's like a 90% chance you're playing Ant if this is your avatar. I'm just throwing that out there. I know it's Nissa, but Ant bros love it. So, I don't know. I'm willing to bet they're on some sort of blue-based combo deck, but it's just a hunch. I'm going to keep this hand. Realistically, if they're on a blue deck, this is great. If they're on anything else, this hand sucks. But we're going to try it out, see how it goes. All right, well, my assumption was wrong. We do have Massacre to back us up. Questing Beast. Here's Thalia. Yep. Just in case I draw a Burning Wish next turn. Or even a Lion's Eye Diamond, let's be honest. It's better to play these things out. Realistically, I could have played them out on turn 1, but you want to make sure they're actually on Maverick before burning your Veil. Could have been like Mant Miracles with like a random Windswept Teeth. If we ever get to a point where we are hardcasting this Echo, I do not want to redraw the grid. I'm going to play it out. Also counts for Metalcraft. They do have Questing Beast alive now, which is kind of scary. I guess we also have the main deck Chain of Vapor isn't out. Maybe that would be a reason not to play the grid. So we're taking 6 here, going to 11. Can I hardcast Echo right now? So we have 6 mana. This makes 1. I think I can hardcast Echo. So 6. Yeah. Gives us more chances at Burning Wish. Alright, so we have a chance next turn. It'll be 4 mana to Burning Wish Massacre. And then from there we have an Echo in the graveyard. That might be our Storm Engine. It's worth noting that Questing Beast will be lethal, so we can't pass the turn. Going to 4. Sure. Alright, so they definitely have lethal. Diamond is one of our better draws right now. Unfortunately, I don't think Tundrils is that good. Two Storm. So I could take a guaranteed Tendrils right now. We'd have Storm 3, 4, 5. Another Thalia would be really dangerous. I could also take an Echo. I feel like I'm supposed to cast Brainstorm here. We are dead on board. Alright, so Brainstorm at least replaced itself. So that's Storm 3. Let's say we put back Mox. And then one of the blue... I guess we have to imprint. So let's say we put back Burning Wish Mox. So then we go from 4, 5, 6, 7. We put them to 2. And then have Echo. Or I could cast Ponder and hope to hit Dark Ritual. It's so risky. What are the odds they don't have another Thalia? Like, that's what bothers me here. I do have another green to fetch, right? Or another black? I don't think I do. Now that I think about it, I think all of our black sources are in play. I have Trop Taiga left. Alright. So I think it's time to cast Ponder. Dark Ritual? Alright, we're going to take the LED. We can cast Echo. So there becomes a question right now on whether or not you value the mana more than Tendrils being in your deck. And I think I'd rather have the mana than Tendrils being inside of my deck. So we'll have 3 open mana, which means we pretty much have to find a Burning Wish off this. I could also redraw the Massacre and kill both of their creatures, which would be hilarious. Oh, that's brutal. Fought so hard. Yeah, nothing I can do. That would have won. One more card deeper. Unfortunate. Alright, so let's bring in the chain, the decays, the echoing truth. We need to leave in 3 veils to protect from discard. They're not amazing here. You could board in the Thoughtseize. Maybe we'll do that. That was a tough one. But if you want to listen to me lose, that's not this video. You can always check out the Eternal Glory podcast. It's a podcast that I'm a part of. Alongside Phil Gallagher and Brian Koval, we primarily discuss Legacy. We're available on all major podcast platforms. Make sure to go check us out. But if you're already a frequent subscriber, you can always support this content directly by going to theepicstorm.com/shop. Pick up a cool pint glass there, or one of my personal favorites, the Storm 20 baseball tee. Game 2, we're on the play. Let's do it. Sure. So this hand doesn't seem great, but it's actually fine. You have Brainstorm to get rid of these opals. You have a bounce spell for Thalia or Deafening Silence. This is actually just like a fine hand. It's going to require some battling, but like it's certainly possible to win with this. The opponent is mulliganed. We're just going to go land pass. No need to main phase Brainstorm or anything crazy like that. We're looking to shuffle away these opals. Alright, I'm going to main phase this Brainstorm, and I'm doing it because if our opponent plays a Thalia, and if I hit artifacts I want to keep, this opal becomes a way of bouncing Thalia without sacrificing the petal. So that's what I'm looking at here. Alright, we're getting rid of 2 opals as planned. We're going to hang on to the petal. Could get hit by Abrupt Decay or like Night of Autumn, whatever. We don't really need to play it out. And there's Night of Autumn. And everyone's best friend Thalia cannot be hit by Massacre for what it's worth. I think I'm going to do some long-term planning here. And I'm going to go get Pier and set up a win with Pier. So so the current game plan is that next turn we'll play Lango. On their end step, we'll Echoing Truth, the Thalia, untap, and Pier. So you're planning 2.5 turns ahead. Just have to, like, a lot of that comes with experience of knowing like what you can and can't get away with. Like we might not win this. Like that's part of the possibilities, but it gives us a good opportunity to win, and that's why we take that line. Like you can sit there playing Afraid with Burning Wish in your hand, going like, I might need this to kill a Hate Bear. Yes, but we're playing to win, and I think that usually that sort of play style gets you more wins in the long run. 2 green here. Oof. Alright, we can still win this. That's interesting. Oh, I know that they have a knight. Why would I do that? That was stupid. Why didn't I keep that tab up? That was really dumb. Oh, that was just really dumb of me. I was like, yeah, maybe I can bounce Oof and then answer Thalia, but that's not how this is going to play out. Alright, well, they missed their land. Tendrils is not a draw that we want. So the reason I'm playing these out is I think the only way we can win, if I'm being honest, is if for some reason our opponent just continually blanks on lands. And if that's the case, I can bounce the Oof, use Wishclaw to go get an answer to Thalia. And if that's the case, I'm going to need these artifacts and play to tap for mana. And they hit their land. It's looking pretty grim. Massacre was never online this game due to Horizon Canopy. So we would have had to Burning Wish or Grapeshot to kill the Oof. Knight of the Reliquary over Knight of Autumn. Just have to pass here. They're representing lethal, so we just have to bounce one of these right now. This land is effectively shut off because of Pier. You can't cast Pier from 1. Right on time. These draws were not great. Sadly, we lost to Maverick. It happens. We did our best. You might be yelling at me at your screen saying, like, I think that you should have held the Burning Wish. I don't agree. I think that we still took the correct line. It just didn't really work for us. And that happens sometimes. Like, you just have to accept losses. So we're 1-1. We're going to do our best to win out. Round number 3. We're on the draw once again. Well-rounded hand here. We're going to try this. Opponent says that they're a big fan of the podcast. How nice of them. All right. Blue Red Delver. Can probably use Chrome Mox to create a blue to hardcast this Echo. Gonna daze it. It looks like I'm lagging a little bit. Grid is very good. Might be taking a slower strategy here and trying to bait them with Wishclaw. See how the turns go, but I think next turn I'm playing Wishclaw with Chrome Mox up to pay for days. Chose not to shuffle. Didn't play a land. Someone found a force. Alright, so we're drawing a Chrome Mox we don't really want next turn. Alright, so the rug. This is the, they're not actually rug. They're splashing for Veil and Colossus in the board. It's the Maverick list. 2 cards in hand now. Alright, grid resolve, that's great, but we have to pass the turn here. Next turn we're going to attempt a Hardcast Echo. I can actually pay for Chain Lightning here. Decided against it because if I pay for Chain, I can't Hardcast Echo unless I draw. So I think it's better to just, you know, take the 4 here and go into next turn being able to do our thing. Another Chrome Mox. That's unfortunate. I mean, we have to jam here. But double Chrome Mox is, you know, is what it is. We're playing 4 of them. It works with the strategy, but sometimes you just don't want to draw them like that. So we're dead if we don't kill them here. Yeah, we're a mana short of casting this again. I think we're on the please don't kill me plan. I mean, they're blue-red Delver. They're going to be able to deal us 7 damage, but our only shot of winning is them not having a burn spell here. So a cantrip. So they could force this or daze it, and that's lethal. If they miss a land here, no, that's already 7. My bad. That's already 7. So one of the things with this list is that you do have less mana, like less cards that actually make mana in the deck for like Ad Nauseam and Echo. Because Rite of Flame, when you draw them in multiples, generates mana like a Dark Ritual, but it's not great when you don't draw them in multiples sometimes. So we're trying this out. It might not work. Like this could be a disaster of a league, but I'm going to stick with the game plan for now. I'm gonna look up the Matt Vuk list. I don't think there was no rods in it. Now that I think about it, so I'm gonna board like this. See how this goes. Hopefully a little bit better. And if you're interested, you can support this content by picking up card singles at theepicstorm.com/shop. Not a whole lot of new stuff added recently. There's still a Japanese Tolarian Academy if you're into vintage. Tons of the Epic Storm staples. Always tons of the Epic Storm staples there. Go check those out. I realized I forgot to update my record, so we're 1-1 if you somehow forgot by this point in the video. We're on the play for game number 2. Seems okay. So one of the things I've talked a lot about with Alex McKinley is that Carpet is not as good versus Blue-Red Delver because they have mountains and they kill you quickly. Carpet gains the most value when your Delver deck is slow because you get multiple mana out of it over the course of a game, and they don't have non-basic non-island or basic non-islands. So I do think it's a little bit worse against Blue Red than it is something like Classic Rug or Grixis Delver. And there's a Delver. Play around days. So we're drawing a land. Next turn, we're probably not going for it, but you never know. Force of Will is a pretty good flip to Delver Secrets, I heard. Jeez. And then come the beats. Our clock has gotten a lot shorter. Or, I don't know. The amount of turns we have has gotten a lot shorter. Am I supposed to shuffle away Brainstorm here? I don't think so. So they have one of the 2 Veil Summers out of the board. That hurts. So now our Carpet makes 3, however. Let's see if we can draw something good off this Brainstorm. Not ideal. You know they have force, so I think I just have to pass. There's no getting cute here because you could like play a Burning Wish and see if they'll force it. The issue with taking that line is that the best thing you can do is empty, and these fly over empty. So you're better off waiting and hoping that you draw a Veil of Summer. Realistically, we're probably just not winning this game, but next turn I think is better odds than going for it there. Taking 6, going down to 7. So I think our best shot now is this resolving, and then we get Echo. I mean, they probably have Pyroblast, but I don't know what else we're supposed to do. We just didn't draw protection this game, despite adding an extra. So we went up to 7, never drew any. So here's the force. Pitching at Sprite Dragon. And now we flash back. Likely to be countered, but we have to take the chance. Yep, and that will be game. We are 1-2. Not great. Alright, match number 4. We're facing Motown 4, who is a burn legend. I don't know what they've been playing recently. I'm not even going to bother to look it up, to be honest. But they're known for playing burn. And that is a burn start. Would you look at that? Can we see a Lion's Eye Diamond? I'd enjoy that. Burning Wish. I just want to think this through. So land drop. We have an empty on turn 1. We also have a nice backup plan here with the Wish Claw. Go get a Tendrils in case we need to finish off the job. This is 1 mana away from a Tendrils. So they're going to chump 2. Or not, it's not even a chump, but they're going to block 2, take 7. So this is actually not a terrific spot to be in, but we're favored. We're not in like a bad spot here. Like we're in a spot that will eventually win. Ad nauseam was a bad draw. I'm just gonna pass. We just need to draw mana. I don't think I want to cast that. I guess I'll take 2 for a claw. If they kill me from 15, like, props to them. Alright, so they have 3 in hand. It's a big creature. Think we might have it on our turn because I can cycle one of these for an LED for more storm. So we're going to swing out. Um, they'll take 6, going down to 5. Yep, that's lethal. I'm sorry, they'll take 5. They'll put them to 6, and then we have lethal. That's a cute combo. So I could also play Grid here. But if they have Bolt Fire Blast, it would stop me from winning. Would you look at that? A nail biter against burn. Oh. I don't know if it was ever that close, to be honest, but it was certainly an interesting game. All right, so we're gonna board and chain. Brought out these veils, and I think we're like priced into leaving these in for possible mind break traps, but it's not the end of the world. We're gonna hit submit there. At worst, they enable Metalcraft, but it's always good to protect yourself from mind break if you can help it. And as always, if you want to support this content, you know where to go. But one of my favorite items in the shop is the mini token pack. You get 54 tokens for $12. It's pretty cheap. 20 storm, 10 black, 10 red, 6 blue, and 3 of the rest. And 54 goblin tokens on the back. It's terrific value. I highly recommend you go check that out. But for now, we have a game to play against Burn. This just like doesn't feel like it's going to do much. I think we're supposed to ship that. Much better. Alright, so this is just going to be an LED echo. See how it goes. This does get around their trap if they kept a hand with Mindbreak Trap in it. Also shuffles them away from a hypothetical Eidolon that they might have had in hand. Yes, please. And we don't even have to sacrifice our LEDs. Woot woot. 2-2. One match to go. Let's see if we can at least turn this league into a 3-2. Yeah. The final match of the league, we're facing Bozo, which describes the deck they play. I'm just joking. They're playing Miracles, a lovely Magic the Gathering deck. We're on their draw. This is a pretty good hand against Miracles. I can only assume they're on Miracles. I faced them 2 days ago and they were on it then. But we have double protection spell, and that is not a Miracles land. Am I supposed to play out Claw here? I'm going to regret it if they're secretly not a black deck. Would rather have had this Veil in hand if they're really on like Grixis or whatever. But it's better to do this in case of him because we're only a mana away from Adnos. They're on the false cure deck. Alright, so what? Look what Phil has tricked people into playing. You can only blame Phil. If you want to raise your hand in rage that our opponent's playing false cure, contact Phil Gallagher. You can do that through theeternalglorypodcast.com, Thurban University, Thurban U on Twitch. Just go contact Phil and say whatever you have to say to Phil. All right, let's see some more mana. That might do it. We're going to stop there. So we have Storm 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't even know if that math works out. Because the cycling the wish call line is only good if you can cast the wish, and I don't think we can at the moment. Maybe I should have kept flipping. Maybe that was the real mistake. I think we just got punished. Yeah. Punish for stopping too early. Should have just risked death. Because now we need an absolutely insane echo to win. So that's just a misplay on my part. We're just flat dead. Maybe we can't afford to play no Rite of Flames. Like, all my ad nauseums tonight, I felt a little anemic. I don't know. It's one league. Maybe I should play this for a few more. Should be pretty easy to kill me here. Like, you have double claw. You just have to go get invigorate. Main deck Reverend Silence. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Alright, we're going to board out the grids. Let's try this. A little sad that I lost that, but I think it's partially my own fault for stopping on ad nauseum too early, and partially maybe this deck doesn't have enough mana in it. Like, that might just be a big downfall of this list, is that you don't actually have enough things that make mana. Like, maybe just Dark Red and LED on their own aren't enough. I always feel that way whenever I play the right list. The right lists, and then I go back to right. And I just keep on... I'm in a cycle right now where I just keep on going back to playing right. And, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm just going in circles here. I don't even know why I'm talking. This can't be entertaining for you. Sure. I don't know why I put Veil in the middle. I'm tapping out on turn 2. I think it's actually better if I take the Ponder there, because it opens me up to being able to fetch. If I have to bet, they're a deck that's packing a Collector Roof, by the way. Set up for better posture. And there's the Predator. So we are drawing Ponder. I could go get Lion's Eye Diamond right now with this Claw and then Echo. Or we can just take our draw and try to Ponder or Brainstorm into what we need. I think I'm going to start off on Brainstorm here. Sure. I don't really want to draw those again, so I'm going to fetch them away. Also, in case we happen to reveal all of our fetchable lands. Alright, so now we're back at the point where we're risking death. And I'd like to point out, it's a lot harder to beat Veil of Summer right now. It's considerably harder. Without right in the deck. I should probably stop playing these right lists. Alright, I'll stop there. Keeping Veil of Summer because it can imprint onto Chrome Mox. I didn't say it was impossible to beat Veil of Summer. It's just more difficult. Like, Chain in the main deck does a really good job at beating it. But you just have to get enough zeros to make it work, which is kind of the problem. And I say problem knowing that we're doing it right now. But you don't always reveal all your zeros. Like, you need to hit multiple copies of Chrome Mox plus an Opal. And here are copies of Mox Opal will act as if they're just Lotus Petal, which is fine by me. Alright, and our opponent's conceded. Do I want to change anything? Probably not. Let's just resubmit. Don't think I'm allowed to keep this hand. It's just too slow. Sure. It's close. But I think the Opal might be slightly better because we're going to cast End Step Brainstorm on turn 1, and we're pretty likely to hit a land off that, I feel like, with playing 14. So this Opal gets us a little bit closer to winning on turn 3. Bop. Another Brainstorm. Maybe the real answer is I was supposed to bottom Brainstorm the whole time. I missed their land drop. They're down to 3 cards in hand, so that means that they mulliganed to 5. Wonder if they have something like Mindbreak in hand. I did board out Grid, so Mindbreak would be pretty difficult to beat. Okay, so next turn we can just go Dark Ritual ad nauseum through a Mindbreak. We have Veil to protect this turn. No. So we also know that our opponent does not have Veil of Summer open on their turn now. Let's see all the zeros. Back in this spot again. Jeez. I mean, we have to flip. I guess I could pass. With them having a bob in play, and it could put me to 1. Is that the line? I guess if I stop here and then cast Brainstorm and it misses, I do get to untap. But they'd have... Actually, I think I'm dead to Invigorate. Because I gain 3 and then they deal me 6. I got to flip. It's a start. Still a few storms short. And 1 mana from Tendrils. There's a Petal. So that's plus... So storm 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to stop here. Oh, we have a land drop. Alright. I didn't realize that we still had a land drop. Probably still had a flip, to be honest. You might be thinking like you could have stopped sooner, but we just didn't have enough gas. And there's the Echo to murder us, just like it does. Can Echo in Truth my Chrome Mox's for Storm here as well. We don't have a way of beating Mind Break here, I don't think. So hypothetically, let's just talk this through. Let's say I Echo in Truth my Moxen right here. So that'd be Storm 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We'd imprint 2. Let's cast Brainstorm, see if I can get any closer. This takes Thoughtseize off the table, but we don't have enough mana for Thoughtseize anyway. And I don't know why I fetch Retrop there. That was awful. Alright, we're just going to cast Tendrils and Pray. Do you have a Mind Break? And our opponent's conceded. We went 3-2, which is fine, but geez, those ad nauseums were bad. I don't have strong opinions, to be honest. I think I might go back to the right list. Let me know what you think. Like, I'm open to suggestions. Maybe I just suck at Magic. Maybe I didn't play this perfectly. All of these things are entirely possible, but I am... always looking to improve as both a player and a deck builder and a content creator. So feedback is welcome. Yeah, that's what I have. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe. And if you're interested, check out the donation deck list information. I'm not going to do that whole spiel again, but you know where to go. Thanks for watching and take care. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. But also, follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.